It is exactly 20 past, so I know we delayed Dr. Mathebula by 5 minutes, but I know Dr. Mathebula does not mind. Good afternoon, Dr. Mathebula.
Hey, Mr. Stan and Vision, how are you?
We are very, very well. The topic was hot. We were talking about mind sex, where we don't have to start by taking our clothes off, but we have to chit chat, relax, and be able to feel each other's conversation.
Yeah, I think that was very, very interesting, and I listened to what you were saying, and to me it was very, very interesting, and that's part and parcel of what we are dealing with here in our radio show and Vision. But I was a bit worried about something because at times I believe in breaking the rules, because you guys, you are people who are there who are, shall I say, obsessed with hip hop, and you are doing it so well. And you have never asked me about my genre. What music do I like and the like. And then now, before we start the program, I want to play my music.
What is your music?
You did a connection on this song, though.
If we put hip hop drums, I'm telling you, that sample, Dr. Mathebula. In fact, you should send me that song so that we can sample. And then next week when we come here, we'll bring the sample of that song that will have been hip hopolized,
Yeah. You see, that this is a type of my music, Stan, because I believe that to be human, you don't have to lose your ethnic or religious identity.
Exactly. Now, Dr. Mathebula, I'm talking to two young men here. The other one is Mr. Magandi. The other one is Mr. MKI.
Yeah.
So I'm telling them that love in itself is a very, very beautiful thing. Don't you think, Dr. Mathebula?
Yeah, absolutely. Love is a beautiful, and I think people must understand love is from God. No one can manufacture love. Love is from God. That's why they say God is love. But the thing is, I always say, but we owe him the management of that love. The management is our responsibility. Love has been given to us freely. When you look at a man or when you look at the woman and you love her, it's not from you, it's from God. You are obeying God's command of love to love. But the management is your responsibility.
Deep chats.
Studio amo dipumulari tu wo Mathebula.
Deep chats, It's deep chats, Everything true.
So, Dr. Mathebula,
I can see Vision is still shocked because he was actually expecting me to have a different genre, but now he doesn't actually understand. I can see he's suffering from some cultural shock.
I see he's also sweating. I can see from the Durex that he's wearing. Is it a Durex?
Yeah, you're right. Durag.
Oh, Durag, not Rex.
Yeah.
Rex is many.
Drags is many.
Oh,
I'm wearing one.
I'm educated now.
I taught Mr. Stan.
So, Dr. Mathebula, today we are talking about tribes and how tribes can galvanize your relationships. So, how does tribe galvanize relationships, Dr. Mathebula?
Firstly, we need to define what a tribe is. In order for people to understand. Here, we're not talking about traditional tribes like being a Shangani, being a Venda, Xhosa, and the like. We're not talking about tribalism. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a different type of tribes. These tribes are people who are actually sharing, common interest. People who have got community of view, community of interest. Tribes are no longer confined, as you said, to geographical areas, but it's the same mindset. vision, for example, let me give you an example. Vision might be, in a hip hop tribe. He shares hip hop with anyone across the world. That's part and parcel of his tribe.
Yes.
That's what we're actually talking about.
So now, those are tribes. Now let's talk about relationship now. Since you also mentioned this example of being in a certain type of tribe. So let's talk about relationships that are found outside of the tribe. In most cases.
Now, firstly, I think, Stan, we need to define what a tribe is according to Seth Godin. It defines a tribe as a group of people connected to one another, connected to a leader, and connected to an idea. Once you do that, you qualify to be a tribe. And from there, I can answer your question. What is your question?
The question is those relationships that are found outside of the tribe.
They often to be problems if, for example, you have got a relationship outside of your tribe. It means that you are incompatible. You don't have the same interest with your partner. Now, more often than not, those relationships would actually have challenges because you don't share anything in common.
So,
and as you were actually saying, after making love, there's nothing that you can say
to each other.
You were talking about to each other. For example, you were actually saying about attractions and the like before the show. But if, for example, you don't belong to the same tribe, after making love to each other, there's nothing that you can say. You are just exhausted, physically tired and mentally debased.
So, will there be a problem if you are into an arranged marriage?
Yeah, because if you are in an arranged marriage, it's like you are in a traditional tribe. You are Shangan or Lavend and the like, and they organize someone. Only to find that you don't share anything, you don't have any ideas, you don't actually have interest. Like Stan, you are a musician. Now imagine, marrying a person who doesn't even understand music. You are a producer. She doesn't actually understand exactly what music is. She doesn't even understand what you are doing. Now you'll be continents apart. Now, in fact, you are together, but you are not part and parcel of the tribe.
Now, Dr. Mathebula, there are different tribes in life. Can you give us the example of those different tribes?
Yeah, because as I said, you are connected to one another, to a leader and to an idea. You have got soccer tribe, you have got human rights tribe, you have got music tribe, you have got social orientation tribe, you have got environmental tribes, you have got reading tribes, you have got professional tribes, you have got religious tribes, you have got disease control tribes, you have got heritage, tribes. You have got different tribes. As long as you have got one idea, a leader, as well as an idea, you qualify to be a tribe.
So why is it so important to seek a life partner within the tribe?
Yeah, because as I said, because you have got community of view or community of interest. And I can give an example. For example, Joe Slovo was married to Ruth First. Why? Because they belong to a human rights tribe. There's something in common. Yes. Nelson Mandela was married to Winnie Madikizela Mandela because the tribe was human rights. Barack Obama married to Michelle Obama because one tribe. Martin Luther King married to Coretta Scott because of one tribe. Samora Machel married to Graçan Simbini because of one tribe. Another example, music. Letambul, as well as Kefas Siminya, they belong to the musical tribe. And that relationship is going from strength to strength. And people are using that relationship to benchmark their relationships against that relationship because it's rooted within the musical tribe.
So, simple put, we can say this couple are bound by their higher purpose, which is found in the tribe, Dr. Mathebula.
Absolutely, the tribe serves as a binding force because you share the same idea, the same leader, and then you are connected to one another. In fact, you are connected. When you talk music, you are connected. If, for example, you talk literature, you are connected. If you talk public speaking, you are connected. Connected to ideas, connected to each other.
Why is a relationship not only about sex or love making, Dr. Mathebula?
Yeah, because more often than not, people are obsessed with sex and love making. But the reality is, you can't make love to a woman for 24 hours. It's impossible. It's impossible.
It is.
You know,
Vision says he can.
It is way impossible, Dr. Mathebula. I wanted to say this because I remember in the olden times, if you were a very good soccer player, in fact, because it was the only sports, you will find that you will have a lot of women after you, forgetting that after soccer, this person is not going to play soccer in the bed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very
90 minutes.
It's a very good example, and you remind me of what we are going to discuss next week. Next week we are going to talk importance. You know, one of the fears that men have. You know, like if they can experience some erection, we are going to talk about it next week and how to deal with it. Yeah. Now I fully agree with you, Stan. You know that there must be some compatibility. And then when you're actually compatible, you can discuss so many things beyond sex.
Earlier on, you were talking about life-related issues, and you were talking about, holding hands and being able to embrace each other. Are we being able to do that, especially as a black nation, Dr. Mathebula?
Yeah, well, I think the myth that black people don't love, that's a myth, and we need to debunk that myth. You know, I said in this show on several occasions that what excited me when Barack Obama became the president of the United States was that Barack and Michelle showed the world that the black person can love. Instead, I know that you can love. Vision, I know that you can love. You know,
Vision can love.
you are examples of men that I know that can love and that can prove to the world that we can love. You know, that's why even the romantic language that you use, it shows that. You are the people who are in a position to love.
Could that be a reason why there is a lot of extra marital relationship or affairs?
Yeah, you remind me of what an English professor once said to his students, and he said to his students that when you speak English, you need to avoid adjectives. Because when you use adjectives, the other words in the sentence start fighting for attention. I'm not objectionable, I'm agreeable. The same applies to a relationship. Like if you have got some quality, if there are things that you need in a relationship, if you belong to a particular tribe, only to find that your partner is not part of that tribe, you'd actually fight for attention. You come across another person who's your tribe and you are not married to her, and then you might actually end up in an extramarital relationship because that particular person belongs to your tribe, and then your partner does not belong to your tribe. That's another reason why people, are involved in extramarital relationships.
Okay, online relationships are to do with what, Dr. Mathebula?
Well, online relationships are typical relationships where, they're tribal relationships, because you realize that you have got community of views, you have got community of interest, and then you end up, that's why other people end up, getting married, online and the like, and they've never met this person, but they belong to one tribe. You can feel that they are actually connected, to one another, connected to the idea. For example, if you are in music, if you are in hip hop, like Vision and you are in hip hop and you meet a person, and then this person talks your language, such a person will actually appeal to your soul.
So what does Dr. Mathebula call people that are continent apart in their relationship?
Well, I call it a continental relationship because you belong to different tribes, but you are continents apart, Vision talks, hip hop, you talk about the genre that I played. She means this, she means this. And this person does not even know even the contemporary, artists and the like, your continents apart, and then you need something that would actually serve as a binding force.
Yes. Because, in fact, you have already mentioned that those people have got nothing to actually galvanize them and nothing to inspire and connect them through ideas. And ideas are very important, Dr. Mathebula.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's an example of a teacher. He was a history teacher. And then whenever he was in class, there was this girl who always put up her hand. And then from there they met maybe after 10 years. And then And then and now the guy was now a lecturer at the university. I said, but your hand was always up. And then he said, I loved you. As a person, because I love history and I love the way you deliberated. And they got up, they ended up getting married and they wrote a book together. Even now they're authors, they're writing books together.
Oh, isn't that beautiful, Dr. Mathebula? Yeah. So now,
also I had such a I confess, because I'm a straight talker. When I was actually a teacher, I tried by all means to be a moral, a custodian of morality. And there was a girl in class, and then after school she met my brother, because we used to teach together. And then she said to my brother, oh, you know what? I used to love your brother, but your brother apparently didn't see that. He didn't see that. I loved him. What are you going to do? Vision? What would you have said?
Used to love my brother. I'll say it's fine. You used to. Maybe he loved you too back then. You used to be loved. Maybe you like him now.
So Dr. Mathebula, what does relationships that are conducted outside the tribe risk?
Hey.
Well, we risk what we call actually sheep walking.
So describe for us what is sheep walking.
Yeah, well, sheep walking is an outcome of being in a relationship with someone who has been socialized to be obedient, and giving them braided roles in a relationship, and enough fear to keep them to toe the relationship line. In other words, this person does not think in a relationship, and then there is a spirit of fear, and then she's a person who follows blindly. You are the one who's actually controlling her. That is sheep walking.
Yeah, and then there is that saying that it does not matter if a sheep goes into it can be ruwa bendi meaning achikuwa Mathebula.
Hey, I can't think of a proper word.
I think it's
a what? Okay, let's just say into a cliff, Dr. Mathebula, right?
Yeah.
I was also thinking somewhere there.
Okay, now, if one of them is walking into a cliff and fall, they all go the same route, Dr. Mathebula.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. That's true.
Now, can you force a partner into a tribe or your tribe?
No, you can't force someone to belong to your tribe, but you can influence that particular person to belong to your tribe. You can set a good example so that she can actually join the tribe, and then she'll see something good out of the tribe. For example, if I were a woman, I would have actually joined your tribe and Vision's tribes.
Dr. Mathebula, today we don't have the vocabulary cabinet. What do we have?
We have got a code, and I want Vision to read the code.
Okay, the code says, "Blessed is the person whose circle of friends does not shrink with age but grows." The name, I might pronounce it wrong.
Okay, say the name.
Cecile Sillers? No, the surname.
Cecilia Silas.
And then Stan, read the code for us.
But it's a deep code.
Now, Mfundo says it's a deep code. It says, blessed is the person whose circle of friends does not shrink with age but grows. Cecil Silius, yeah.
Oh, Silius.
Absolutely.
I like Silius.
Absolutely.
So,
I like that.
very interesting, Dr. Mathebula. Now, Dr. Mathebula, if you were to meet somebody that you've never met before today and is a person that you've heard of, what will be the first thing that you will say to them?
To them? I would say to them, I've heard wonderful things about you.
Aha, you see, positivity coming from Dr. Mathebula.
What would you have said, Mr. Stan?
I would have said, pleased to meet you and looking forward for a very good and healthy relationship with you. Similar with Dr. Mathebula, it's just mine extend further.
Okay, what would you have said, Mfunda?
Probably nothing.
You?
First time.
Yeah.
I'll wait for you to start talking.
Exactly.
Dr. Mathebula, we've got, we're raising kids, right?
Well, Dr. Mathebula, do you remember what happens, right?
Yeah.
As the first impression always counts. So I wait to hear what you say, because then that will give me the mark that you leave on me to note how I should actually view you.
Now, what mark are you giving to him to view you?
Who, Dr. Mathebula?
Yeah.
That I'm analytical.
No. Because I mean, you don't say anything. He might think, he might think you are an introvert, and we all know you are a big chacharaja.
But isn't that the trick? The whole trick is to make someone think you a specific way, and then they discover you over time.
No.
I'm not-
Dr. Mathebula said something very positive, right? We must not downplay it. He said, and it is very positive, because the question was, what will you say to them? And you said,
wait, no.
wait. You said you will keep quiet, but the question was, what will you say to them? And then
I'll
you
keep quiet, yes.
And you said, but you've been. I'm asking you, what would you say? You said you will
Hello.
keep quiet. So which
Nothing.
is
Hello.
very fine. So you are leaving people with that very impression,
Hello, how are
Vague
you?
impression of who I am.
After greeting. I thought you were saying after greeting.
This is the nation of young people we are raising, Dr. Mathebula.
But Mr. Stan,
But we belong to the same tribe with them.
yes, because Dr.
No.
Mathebula, I can't start the conversation by saying, I hope to see you again. I'll greet first.
No. You see now, Dr. Mathebula, I think we are being misconstrued here.
Yeah, vision. When you meet a person for the first time, there's something that they call impression management.
Yes.
You do your own impression management.
Yes.
That's very important.
Dr. Mathebula, I'm so happy because on my Wednesday lessons, I spoke about impressions.
Yes,
me
and
you,
I listened.
And me and you, we are in sync, Dr. Mathebula.
I
And
listened to
simply
the
because we belong to the same tribe.
We belong to the same tribe. Absolutely.
And we are part of that tribe.
Yes.
You see?
So
Yeah.
we want to bring you up to speed.
No, I am on speed because remember, the first thing I'd say would be greeting them.
Okay. All right.
Then I'd keep quiet to hear the response.
Okay.
I'll still say nothing.
No, it's fine. Dr. Mathebula, thank you so very much.
Yeah, thanks. And next week we're going to talk about importance. Like something that men don't want to talk about. Men can talk about any disease that I've got a headache, I've got what, but if maybe it's something that has to do with their manhood, is a problem. That's why Professor Ngutuwationga says a man is very happy with his manhood, however tiny. Now we're going to talk about it next week.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mathebula. Mathebula will talk next week.
Okay, thanks, guys, and enjoy the show. Thanks.
Thank you so
Thank
very
you.
much, Dr. Mathebula.
However tiny.
Exactly, he's very happy about his manhood. It doesn't matter whether it is tiny, still happy.
It's his.
Yeah.
Okay.